Happy New Year, Scorpio rising. This is your January 2024 astrology. In today's video, we're going to be discussing the lunations, the sun, the personal planets Venus, Mars, and Mercury, and the houses that are going to be affecting you or changing in your focus. On the 11th of January, Scorpio rising, you're having a new moon in your third house. New moon, new seeding point, the starting of an emotional journey in regards to your local environment, communications, education. So something that you're quite emotionally connected with in regards to your intellectual landscape. You could be firing on all cylinders here and passionate about embodying yourself in new language, new people, and feel like you're expanding something or really connected at this time. On the 25th of January, there's a full moon in Leo, which is your 10th house, Scorpio rising. This is a really potentially a big moment for your career, how you're known in the world, and even your public image. So something quite obvious here is on the surface for you to take stock of in regards to what it is that you have projected, and is this where you're feeling proud, you're very in flow with what you're doing, or you're ready to move on and change something significant in regards to how you're seen or known in the world. I would expect from a divinatory, esoteric, psychic perception that you are moving up in the career ladder or your public image. Now let's talk about our personal planets. Planet Mercury. Archetypally, Mercury has the characteristics of movement, markets and trade, commerce, education, communication, our intellectual landscapes. It's currently been transiting through your second house of finance, possessions, and resources. So building a lot of stability and wealth for yourself, education in regards to an employment situation, you've been learning on the job, or you've been putting a lot of time and effort in building a solid foundation for yourself in regards to your own finances. On the 13th of January, that clever Mercury is going to ingress into Capricorn, your third house. This is where you could be discussing and communicating with, again, something to do with your immediate local environment that you're currently in, learning, education. A lot of dialogue between you and other people could be occurring at this time when we have this transit of that agile, adaptable, communication junkie Mercury going into your third house of communication. On the 18th, we see Mercury sextiling Saturn in Pisces, which is your fifth house. Fifth house, Scorpio rising, topically is associated with romance, risk investments, gambling, and children. So this is a nice transit for communication in regards to children or your financial situation and investment that you're curious or interested about, and possibly even romance, just feeling that you're really connected in regards to your intellectual landscapes with you and a significant other. You're really feeling and connecting and talking a lot with a significant person or partner. On the 19th, just the next day, Mercury's trining Jupiter in Taurus, your seventh house. Seventh house, Scorpio rising. This is a house that's associated with partnerships, collaborations, and also significant contracts that bind you and other people. So when you have a trine from Jupiter in Taurus, This looks really auspicious for something quite romantic or organic in regards to being quite content to connect with others. This is a really nice moment where things are in flow with you, a significant person, or even a contract or a collaboration that you're associated with. Something quite almost lucky and passionate is about to occur for you on the 19th. On the 20th of January, we see the sun ingress into Aquarius, which is your 6th house. So the 6th house, Scorpio rising, is associated with work, service, and health, and can have to do with our pets and employees. So for the next 4 weeks, from the 20th, we're thinking and engrossing ourselves in the daily grind. This is where things are almost mundane. We feed the cats, we get up, we brush our teeth, we go to work, we cook dinner, we interact with work colleagues. It's a pretty almost normalized way that we're engrossing ourselves with every day. So this is what you're going to be experiencing for the next 4 weeks. A lot of just getting on with the job and knowing what you need to do. And on the same day, a huge planetary change, planet Pluto, which is associated with Scorpio in modern astrology. But Pluto archetypally is characteristic of great wealth, transformation, death and rebirth, and extreme power. And Pluto is entering into the sign of Aquarius. And this sets off a new 20-year cycle. So for you, it's in your 6th house of work, health, and service. So Scorpio rising, I would expect that you are going to have huge leaps and bounds in regards to your professional life, your health, your physical body, and also your perception of how you assist others or how you provide services to other people. Could be some really profound changes over the next 20 years in regards to your 6th house of everyday, daily grind, mundane matters. On the 27th of January, we see Mercury conjuncting Mars in Capricorn, your 3rd house. This could be a day of contentious communication or intellectual conflict within yourself or with other people in your local community. Could be even trouble with technology. This could be where you're sick to death of turning your phone on or your computer on and it takes forever, or there's a crack in the screen, and this is the day where you literally throw it out the window and just go, oh, that's it, I'm done. Because that fiery, impulsive Mars sparking that intellectual Mercury has you very passionately communicating or just feeling all fired up. So this is a very notable day for you, Scorpio rising. Keep that temper in check. And Mars is also your ancient ruler. So you could be very fired up and wound up, or just really inspired to communicate or be educated about something for yourself. On the 28th of January, we see Mercury trining Uranus in Taurus, your 7th house of relationships, partnerships, collaborations, and contracts. So when we have this aspect for you, Scorpio rising, a trine usually is more of a beneficial aspect. So what this means for you is that there's harmony and balance around relationships or even contracts that you're currently in or entering into, or something quite lucrative happening with a partner, or again, a contract or a collaboration that you're intertwining yourself with. A really nice aspect. Planet Venus has been transiting your 2nd house of finance, resources, and personal possessions. On the 1st of January, she squares Saturn in Pisces, your 5th house of romance, pleasure, creativity, children, and also high risk investments and gambling. So have you been gambling? Have you been having a lot of fun on the 1st of January? You may wake up and realize I need to be a little bit more responsible and rein it in regards to what I consider to be fun, and really take a lot more time for my children and what I am investing in, because it's affecting my finances and my sense of stability and security on a financial landscape. On the 19th, we see Venus squaring Neptune in Pisces, your 5th house. You could be getting creative here on, setting yourself aside enough finances or resources to indulge in those 5th house topics. So all is not lost, but we want to be able to be creative and give ourselves a bit of breathing room to have some fun and enjoy those 5th house topics. So you might be getting very, very clever in regards to how your own personal possessions can bring you pleasure in a new way that doesn't feel like things are slipping away or it's all work and no play for you. On the 23rd of January, Venus ingresses into Capricorn, your 3rd house. When planets ingress into a new space in your astrology chart, it's significant because it highlights new topics, subjects, and planetary aspects. So when she dips into your 3rd house, you can have harmonious communication. You could be enjoying short distance traveling. You could be indulging and investing in education, new technologies for yourself. There could be a lot of harmony and flow in your intellectual landscape with yourself and with other people. So a fun transit for just communication and talking and just feeling connected, and it feels pretty in flow. On the 27th, we see Uranus going direct in Taurus, your 7th house of partnerships, relationships, contracts, and collaborations. So when this occurs for you, Scorpio rising, some profound changes could be going on with a significant partner now taking form that's affecting the relationship. And also you could have some out of the blue offers or contracts coming into your space that is quite fortuitous for you in regards to a contract or something long-term for you and your partner. On the 28th, Venus is sextiling Saturn in Pisces, your 5th house. So this is a nicer transit compared to that square at the beginning of the year. When the sextile aspect comes in for you, Scorpio rising, with that Venus and Saturn in your 5th house, this is where the maturity that you may have, not organically wanted to address or look at now turns in your favor. So things are a lot more in flow in regards to romance, joy, pleasure, investments in children. It's a nicer time. Things are easing up in regards to your finances with your 5th house topics. On the same day, Venus is trining Jupiter in Taurus, your 5th house. This is a fantastic aspect for partners having a lot of financial boosts, or again, contracts that are quite lucrative for you and your partner. Also a nice aspect for growth and expansion when it comes to a contract or a collaboration with other people. So this looks quite auspicious, Scorpio rising, for things being more abundantly available in regards to bringing in things that are very helpful for you on a personal level or your partner. So let's talk Mars here, Scorpio rising. Mars is your ancient ruler. Pluto is your modern ruler. So Mars has been transiting in your 2nd house. On the 4th of January, he ingresses into Capricorn, which is your 3rd house. Now let's talk what 3rd house topically means. It does mean local short distance travel, your immediate environment, places that you engage in every day, also has a lot of busyness associated with this house. So technologies, communication styles, how we communicate with others through technology, education, siblings and cousins, things that are close to us, but it's the everyday stuff. So when Mars dips into this house, for you, this can be fiery, zesty conversations, or your emotional landscape could be firing on all cylinders in regards to how you're communicating. You could be quite sharp. You could be having a lot of verbal confrontation in your short distance travel, local community, cousins, siblings, or even with education, can be a bit contentious at this time when we have Mars ingressing into your third house. So a heads up, keep it cool and just keep going towards things that fire you up and make you feel passionate about life and connected. And if things aren't in regards to those third house topics, remove them so they are no longer going to be contentious or feeling like they're blocking you or there's always conflict. On the 9th, we see Mars sextiling Saturn in Pisces, your 5th house. This is a really nice transit because when we're talking 3rd and 5th house in a sextile aspect, this is fantastic for communicating and intellectually engaged with your creative pursuits. So you're really moving forward with something in a creative space that you engage in on a daily level. Even children can be a lot more fired up and inspired and ready to educate, and you're ready to connect with them and help them move along. And also can be where you're really aware of where you're investing in your local environment and how your personal investments are closely associated. So you might be considering a new environment or investing in a new environment or just spending money in a new space and even technologies and education. On the 12th, Mars trines Jupiter in Taurus, your 7th house of relationships, collaborations and contracts. So Mars here can see you have a moment of luck. Something is coming in for a partner of yours, or there seems to be an acute opportunity or moment here on this day of something quite auspicious landing in your lap in regards to a contract or a collaboration. You might just be ready to go and quite passionate about unifying with other people at this time. On the 29th, we see Mars trining Uranus in Taurus, your 7th house. This is fantastic for breakthrough moments for a partner, landing a lucrative deal or something quite profound changing in their own life that's affecting you in a very positive way because it's a trine aspect. And also you could be really having, again, an out of the blue interest in collaborating and merging with other people, or announcing something quite positive between you and someone else that you're ready to put on the world stage. Cosmic Girl 101 signing off, Scorpio rising. I hope you enjoyed your 2024 January astrology, and I will see you next month.